Well, I'm worried about what to plant in my newly repaired Hypertufa bowl. I've chosen a flapjack to put in it, but I need a filler plant, a spiller plant, and I think I found one. This watch chain grows like crazy, and it'll fill it in no time. So easy, just throw in the sticks and I'll have wonderful plant. So here we go.
Hello, this is Kim, and welcome to today's video. What I am doing today is a follow-up to the repair of the Hypertufa bowl that we did the other day. This is my repaired Hypertufa bowl. You can see that seam where the adhesive was placed. It does show kind of a light tan seam down through there, but it's very strong, sturdy. There's no odor or anything at all. So I am ready to pot this up. It just feels maybe slightly plastic there, but I think the bowl still looks good. There is a little bit of jagged spots that were lost, but I'm not going to worry about that. It looks rustic. This pot is about 4 or 5 years old, and it's going to get planted up with my new flapjack plant. So I've got some cactus soil here all ready to put in, and I'm just going to make sure I keep my little coffee filter in there. And I'll just sort of arrange some soil around the sides of the pot. Okay, and this flapjack is a Kalanchoe type plant. And it looks like I just have a single one here. Now I understand these are prone to pup, so hopefully I will have some pups soon. Let me get that in a little bit more of the light. It has the just slightly red-rimmed edges, but I think it looks real good. So I want to put it right in here in the center. I think that looks good. Let me move things just a little bit. I think that's going to look good. And over here, I have some of my watch chain plant that I've prepped, and it's ready to join the Kalanchoe flapjack here. I think that dark green is going to look really good. You can see the pieces that I've pulled from my previous, it was in a terrarium planter. Let me see if I can show you my empty terrarium planter. Yeah, it was in this planter, but I've pulled them all out. I showed you that earlier, and then several from the other little planter. Just kind of topped it. But I let these set out and kind of callus over so they'll be ready to put into the ground. Okay, now I'm planning on this particular plant. I want to probably put it outdoors for at least some of the time. I might initially put it out so that it will get acclimated to an outer area. And let me see which end is which. This end. And I can have it grow outside. I think possibly my plant will do better if I grow it outside. Now that means bringing it inside. Here in Ohio, I can't leave these tender plants outside. So here in Ohio, I have to bring them in. Now, I don't know how much detail you can see where these particular plants get a little woody on the ends. The growing stem, if you pinch it, it starts to branch. But the bottom will get a little bit woody as it ages. You might be able to see it more on that one. But I'm just going to gather some around here and make myself a pretty little arrangement. Okay, let me get these in. I'll speed up the film so that it won't take so long for me to get these planted. Okay, let me get a little bit of soil around the bottom of this. And we can show you what my finished product will look like. I'm going to put this in right here, and then after I get everything in, I'll straighten up my little watch chain. Now I use these little scoops. I think the little scoop helps me to direct my soil exactly where I want it and allows me to kind of get it in close to the plant. Okay, now here I'm going to make sure that my little flapjack is well situated down into the soil. And these watch chain, I want to kind of adjust them to be standing a little more upright. Now as they grow, they kind of lean and will give us a little fountain effect. But I do want initially for them to be standing up. And any little leftover pieces, I'll just stuff those down into the soil because they root so easily. I'll have a lot of them growing up in here. Real easy. Okay. Yep, I can feel that in there. Now let's get this bunch standing. I think that works. Let me get this little cluster kind of standing up here. And hopefully these won't be in the way of any little pups. I think they'll kind of share together pretty well. Now, I have a few small pieces left, and I'm just going to take those and just sprinkle because they will root on the side and just grow. Just stuff them down in there. Whoops. Okay. I'm just kind of breaking these apart because all the little sprouts will grow. I think this will make a nice, interesting little plant. This green will contrast real nicely with the green of the Kalanchoe Flapjack. That one is one growing. You see a tiny little bit of root there, so let me just stuff him down in. Now I do have drainage in this. I do want to pour some water into it because it's dry right now, but let me get a brush. Now I'll just kind of clean the paddles off. Now this particular type of Kalanchoe does have the white film over it to protect it from sunburn. I forget what that's called, but I'll put that word here on the file so you can see that. And you don't really have to do anything with these little watch chain. They'll just gradually all stand upright or lie down and root standing up. But I think that should give me a nice bunch. Sorry about that. Furnace kicked in. It's a warmish day. Don't really need it. Okay. That looks pretty good. I think it's looking real nice. Oh, I see more soil right here. Looks good. I'll give her just a slight drink of water. And I'm going to use the spray bottle because I don't want to give them a lot of water because some of these are newly, well, not so newly, but only several days cut and calloused. And I would like for them to try to develop roots in that dry environment. But I do want to water down the edge. Because I did have some edges with roots on them that were very dry. Okay, I think that looks good. And this is my saved pot. There. I think that looks very, very nice. So my new arrangement in the pot is going to be real nice. So if you have any ideas or questions, let me know in the comments. I'll link the video where we repaired this pot. If you haven't already seen that, just go back and watch it. If you kind of have a semi-clean break, you can save your pot just by using the landscape adhesive. Right here is the repair spot, and I think it barely shows. That's the corresponding spot on the other side. Looks really good. So I'm going to set this back for probably about 3 days. I'll just let it kind of rest a while, and then I'll water it thoroughly. And I think he's going to go either outside onto the deck or on my new screen porch room. But thanks for watching.